He was a prince, born to riches and power. She was a maiden with nothing but a secret that could change his world forever. On Banana Island, the prince's palace stands like a fortress of light, white marble glinting under the midday sun. Its spires reach toward the heavens, its gardens are trimmed and bewitched with flowers and fountains. Every corner whispers privilege. Inside, the echo of servant footsteps, the soft rustle of royal robes, the distant hum of power. This is his world. Prince Chibuike rises at dawn, the weight of lineage pressing on his shoulders. He walks into grand halls, past portraits of ancestors with proud stares, past guards who lower their eyes in reverence. Yet, within, he feels hollow. All this opulence, but no freedom. Far away, in a humble slum beside the lagoon, lives Amarachi. Her shack is made of weathered planks. The tin roof sings every time rain falls. In the morning, she rises before the sun, her bare feet splashing in mud, her arms strong from labor. She draws water in clay pots, sells fish in the market, and carries a dignity that seems too large for her meager world. But in her heart is a quiet longing for love, for meaning. As she tends to her daily chores, she sometimes pauses to gaze toward the palace on the hill, half afraid, half wishing. A storm gathers on the horizon, not just in the sky but in fate. The wind carries whispers that the prince might come to the village, disguised as some YouTube-style Nollywood romance films show, a trope where royalty tests the purity of love. Amarachi braces herself, though she does not yet know why. And the prince, restless in his gilded cage, senses something shifting. He wants more than the throne, more than the court. He wants a connection. That morning, as the first lightning splits the sky above Banana Island, their two worlds move closer, drawn together by invisible threads of destiny, longing, and a secret neither yet fully understands.
Banana Island's market is alive with colors and sounds. Traders shout, children dart between stalls, women carry woven baskets high on their heads. Amarachi walks the dusty paths, her clay jug balanced expertly, her eyes fixed on her trade. She greets familiar faces, an old woman who smiles as she buys fish, a child who begs softly for a scrap of yam. Her presence is gentle, humble, but her spirit is unyielding. She hums a lullaby her mother taught her, a melody soft and longing. Unbeknownst to her, a sleek carriage winds through the alleys, its polished wood and gold-plated wheels incongruous in this dusty world. The prince, in disguise, has ordered the coach to stop here. He steps down, his regal posture softened by the anonymity of common clothes, and watches Amarachi. He notices the way her fingers trace the clay of her jug, the way she tilts her head when she listens to the old woman, the kindness in her every movement. He walks closer, curious, heart-pounding. He watches her help a struggling vendor lift a basket. He hears her laugh gently when a child stumbles. In her world, every act of caring feels sacred. The prince feels a foreign warmth, something he's never allowed himself to feel in the palace. Admiration, wonder, longing. But just as his courage builds, his heart clenches. The carriage returns, guards await. He glances at Amarachi once more before climbing back in, leaving behind a whisper of possibility. For Amarachi, the day continues as it always does. She sells, she smiles, she walks. Yet something feels different, though she does not know what. In the shadows, a seed has been planted. And for the prince, the carriage ride back is silent and heavy. He cannot forget the maiden who carried water, who sang lullabies, who moved with such grace. On Banana Island, destiny has begun its delicate dance.
Under a velvet sky, Banana Island sleeps. The palace glows softly in the moonlight. Torches flicker in the courtyard. The air smells of jasmine and distant sea salt. Inside his chamber, the prince lies awake. His mind is restless, haunted by Amarachi's face, her laugh, the way she moved in the market. His dreams are uneasy. He dreams of her in the market, of her reaching for him, of his royal garments burning away. In the quiet stillness, he decides he will know her, even if it means breaking every rule in the palace. In her shack by the lagoon, Amarachi lights a single candle. Its flame dances on the rough walls, casting soft shadows. She takes from a small wooden box a silver pendant, her mother's keepsake, and cradles it in her palm. The crest on it is worn but distinct, a crown above waves, something regal. She presses it to her chest as if seeking courage. Memories flood her, her mother's voice whispering a prophecy, old stories about lineage, about belonging to a world she has never seen. Amarachi's heart pounds with a mixture of fear and hope. Could she be more than she seems? The pendant feels heavy with meaning, heavy with truth she has long avoided. She wonders whether she should speak of it, reveal it, risk everything. But she fears the cost, exposure, judgment, rejection. Meanwhile, in the palace, shadows gather too. Advisors murmur about the prince's strange behavior. Some whisper of romance, others warn of scandal. The corridors hum with tension. The king, observing his son's restlessness, frowns. He senses secrets but cannot name them. In the moonlit garden, the prince walks alone, clutching a journal, writing fervently, trying to capture the vision of Amarachi, the longing in his soul. The night seems too quiet, as if holding its breath, waiting for something to break.
The palace prepares for a grand ball, a celebration of Banana Island's legacy. The great hall is hung with crystal chandeliers, silk curtains, and garlands of white orchids. Courtiers in lavish gowns swoop across marble floors, musicians play soft strings, and servants move like shadows. The king presides in his throne, regal, composed, but his eyes flicker with curiosity. His son has asked for a special invitation list, including names no one expected. Amarachi, having received a mysterious letter, elegantly written with a seal she does not recognize, trembles as she reads the words, "Meet me where moonlight kisses the sea." Her pulse races. She debates, should she come? What if it's dangerous? What if she is exposed? Yet something inside her urges her forward, a longing she cannot silence. She steps out of her humble home, under the wide sky, toward the sea. Her footsteps are soft on the rock, the water laps quietly, and the moon bathes everything in silver. She catches her breath as a figure emerges from the shadows. He is dressed in a simple robe, but the way he carries himself, his poise, his calm, betrays more than common birth. The prince stands before her, moonlight making his features gentle, vulnerable. He does not speak, but his eyes tell 1,000 things: longing, fear, promise. Amarachi holds up her pendant for him to see. He steps closer, reaches out, but does not touch, surrendering to reverence, to wonder. The breeze carries salt and expectation. In that moment, time seems to pause. Everything else, the court, the class, the scandal, fades away. All that remains is a connection, fragile but burning, between two souls from different worlds. The waves whisper, the moon watches, and under its glow they make an unspoken vow to protect, to risk, to believe.
Yet in their hearts they know the night may be their ally, but dawn will bring trials.
As dawn's first light creeps across Banana Island, the palace is restless. Courtiers murmur in corners. The king's advisor, a shrewd and ambitious noblewoman, has sensed something of the prince's secret. She whispers to others, sowing doubt and maneuvering her power, exactly the kind of political intrigue found in many Nollywood YouTube dramas, especially in Prince and Village Maiden tropes. Amarachi returns from her moonlit meeting, clutching her pendant close. She is filled with joy, but that joy is shadowed by dread. She knows her secret is dangerous. She wonders if she misjudged the letter, misread his intentions. She fears what will happen if the court finds out. Ridicule, rejection, worse. In the palace, the advisor presses the king. "Your Highness, what if this common girl is more than she seems?" she says softly. "What if she has connections, influence, a right to his place beside him?" The king narrows his eyes, torn between protecting his son and guarding the crown. Meanwhile, the prince steels himself. He summons the courage to show Amarachi to the court. He wants her acknowledged, not hidden, but he knows well the risk. The court may reject her, his family may condemn him, she may suffer disgrace. In her small shack, Amarachi sits by the lagoon, tears brimming in her eyes as she contemplates whether to step into the blazing light of truth. Her mother's voice echoes in her mind, "Be brave, your blood sings royal." She raises her chin, deciding that silence is no longer an option. She will face whatever comes. Back in the palace, the court gathers, whispers swelling to murmurs. The noblewoman watches, calculating. The prince stands poised, his heart racing. This is no longer just about love. It is about legitimacy, legacy, and the courage to rewrite fate.
The great hall of the palace thrums with tension. Sunlight streams through stained glass windows, casting jewel tones on polished marble. High nobles lean forward, servants flank the walls, and the king sits on his throne with his stern, unreadable expression. At his side stands the prince, determined. Before them, Amarachi steps forward, her silver pendant glinting in the morning light. Silence descends. The noblewoman who plotted watches from the shadows, her ambition cloaked in a smile that does not reach her eyes. The prince raises his voice, clear and unwavering. "She is not a servant. She is my heart." He holds up a pendant. He tells of its meaning, of her mother's prophecy, of her courage, of her humility. Amarachi's voice is soft but steady. She recounts the words her mother spoke, the stories she kept, the secrets she carried. She tells the court that she never asked for privilege, but that she would claim her truth with grace. Some gasp, some stare. The king's eyes soften, but only slightly. He says nothing, waiting. Then the heralds are summoned. Old scrolls, dusty documents said to be lost are brought forward. They speak of a lineage forgotten, of distant ties, of a bloodline that connects Amarachi to the island's founding royalty. The court leans in. The noblewoman's face falters. The king's expression changes as centuries of silence crack. In that decisive moment, the king arises. He pronounces that Amarachi will be recognized, that her dignity will be restored, that she will stand with his son. The nobles murmur, but the power of truth holds. The advisor's plots unravel, her whispers silenced by ceremony and justice. Outside, in the palace courtyard, the sea breeze whispers through the gardens. The prince and Amarachi step into the sunlight, hand in hand. Their love, once hidden, now stands in full view, not just as a defiance of class, but as a union of souls. Banana Island watches their new dawn, a kingdom changed, a love